At time of recording, it is Memorial Day. I guess Happy Memorial Day. I'll say that. I don't
Happy
know.
Memorial Day.
Yeah. So happy day off. Hey, for many an American. And I have to ask this question: is a hot dog a taco?
Oh man, you just broke something in my brain.
Welcome to Room 6, the channel dedicated to local music, wherever it may be, and the people that make it, including my guest. And my guest is the guitarist for another band that I found on TikTok, fresh out of the Shenandoah Valley. Formed in 2023, their mission is to craft stadium-ready anthems that hit hard and hit home. The new single Conjuring is out now, and stick around because we'll have like a little music video visualizer for that song after the interview. Please welcome to the channel, Josiah from SEVER RED. Hi, Josiah.
Hey Joshua, how are you?
I'm unbelievable over here. So thank you very much. And again, thank you for your time and thank you for watching. If you don't know who SEVER RED is, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and tell them a little bit about what SEVER RED is, all about. And we know you're the guitarist in the band. Tell them who we're missing.
So yes, those not here with us are our frontman Kevin Reiner, our Eric. He's our drummer, Eric Green, and then Tyler McKinney. He's our bassist. So Sever is a fresh off the press infant rock band. No, it's we started as Kevin. So in 2022-23, he went and developed these songs with Josh Schrader from Random Awesome Studios up in Michigan. And there was all him. It was just those two guys crafted the entire EP, the first EP out. And more of that nostalgic 2000s rock, kind of post-grunge feel. And that sustained through that whole EP. And now we have a full lineup that we can play live shows, which is amazing. And we're keeping true to that old school rock feel.
Right on. And honestly, that's my favorite kind of music. The music where you're just like, it's just straight ahead, good rock and roll music. And I have there's a place in my heart for the complicated stuff, and there's a place in my heart for the really simple stuff. And I like a good. There are moments where there are moments you're like, oh, hey, I see what you did there. But the kind of music that just you can't help but kind of move your head to. And if you're at a live show, you're probably in the pit.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want to be like Josiah and SEVER RED and be featured on the channel, whether reviewed, interviewed, or both, hit me up using my email address down below or by clicking the Room 6 social media link. That's where you'll find all the things I'm up to online, ways you can support the channel should you so desire, like room6.shop for some merch, and, oh, what the heck, go ahead and click the like, share, and subscribe buttons. It really does help, and I appreciate all of you, and I thank you. That's my YouTube spiel out of the way. All right. Right off the bat, why the name?
So SEVER RED started with, again, Kevin. Like most of the story from SEVER RED's origin is Kevin. It's kind of split into two meanings that mean one aggregate purpose. So SEVER RED, separated, so severs, cut, very, very dry, nothing too fancy. And red in this case is a little bit more artistic. It represents negativity, hate, internal wars, things like that. So it's essentially a reminder and a statement to sever, cut all ties with, anything that is sort of that anchor that pulls you down. So it's kind of stuck, it's kind of a bold SEVER RED, kind of a thing. But it's it's essentially just to remove or cut all ties with negativity.
Awesome. I had a feeling it was like the word severed had been split, and or you're being funny and being like SEVER RED, Wednesday, something like that. So yeah, cool.
Tuesday.
So from there, I want to get into kind of one of my usual interview questions, and you OG Room Sixers know what's coming. I want to know, what is your earliest musical influence? And by that, do you remember a moment where you said, I want to do that?
100%. There's two of them, and I don't know which one is actually its truest form, but I feel like it's the earlier one. Um, when I was probably 2 or 3, I remember sitting in front of the TV because I was born in PA, and was just sitting in the living room, and I saw this thing on the TV, and it was like I didn't know what a music video or a band was, or music really. So just watching the TV, it was a desert, and these guys were in the sand, and the music video was going on. Like it was part Spanish, part English, and of course at the time I didn't know all this, but it was U2, Vertigo, and it was the music video
Nice.
for that song. And I just remember like the "Hola" and the chorus, and I was like, "This is cool. What is this?" Like entertainment to my ears. So that was the first one. I was like, whatever this thing is, this music thing that I didn't know what it was at the time, I was like, this is cool. I don't know how to explain that, but as most 2 or 3 year olds would not really understand it, but they would remember it somewhere in their bank. So yeah, that was the first experience. But I guess the one that I could actually put together in my head when I experienced it that this could be a thing to do was funny enough Guitar Hero 3, like the front of the cover. I just saw, it's so kiddish, but I saw Slash, with his top hat, his Les Paul, and I was like, that looks cool. So let's see what this is about. So I played it, and then I delved into GNR. Appetite for Destruction was the second album I actually purchased and heard full length. Um, Basically, just wanted to emulate Slash as a whole, like taping pictures of him like on my wall and stuff. So just seeing his process and story really with GNR, and going from there, I was like, okay, let's cut out the next like package we get at the house. Let's cut out a guitar and like make one. So I did that and went down the rabbit hole, and the rest was history. I just from there went on and on. So Slash. Yeah.
You and millions of other young kids.
Oh yeah, it was. I think I still have it somewhere, but I like drew the strings, and they were all like crazy, and
You
yeah.
didn't use mom's broom, huh?
No, I was waiting for the thing better than the broom, cardboard.
Nice. All right. So from there, how long has the current lineup of Sever Red been together?
Great question. I would say great question. Say
I do my
about
best.
5 months or so.
Oh wow.
5 months, yeah. So we're only, I mean, in all things considered, the band as a playable band and not just Kevin, because you can't do live shows with just one person. I mean, you could, but not in a classic, just
Right.
old school rock way. We've only been really active for about 2 years, a year and 3 quarters. So yeah, but this has been a very fresh, I'd say 5 6 month old lineup. So it's pretty concrete. It's when everything is solid, everything connects. There's open communication. There's everybody's likes each other outside of music. Everybody's family loves each other. It's just super rare. So it's been a crazy, crazy almost 2 years, which is weird to say, but yeah.
All right. I didn't realize it was that still fairly new as an actual like full band.
Yeah.
With that being said, have you been doing a lot of shows in that time period?
As many as we could reasonably. So we are all in different states, and we all do different things.
Oh, it's one of those.
So yeah, I mean, we cover pretty much everything around DC except for DC. We got Maryland, West Virginia, Virginia. So and maybe some other states in the future. We don't know yet, but it's kind of crazy. So fortunately, that's a relatively small circle compared to other bands like Periphery. They're kind of based out of like Bethesda, Maryland area, DC.
Right.
But at the time when their old bass player was there, he was in the group. He was in the UK, so they made that work. I was like, okay, we can make this work. So
Oh
as far
yeah.
as shows go, we have played one show with Eric, and no, two shows with Eric. So I'd say that's the timeline of about 5 to 6 months is two shows. as of recent. Um, we've just been trying to recently focus on more writing. So we've purposely pumped the brakes a little on shows, although there are some areas we really want to hit. There's tons of people online that want to see us here and there. So we're trying to be mindful of our writing time, but we also just want to go out there and meet everybody and play as many shows as possible. So it's a weird dynamic to manage.
I totally understand that. I've actually interviewed a band where one member or a couple members were in Las Vegas, and then a couple were in Australia, and I had them both on like remote. It was definitely a remote interview, and I had them. It was really weird. It's like, what time is it there? It's 7:30 in the morning. I'm drinking tea. The other people are like, it's 9:30 at night. So yeah, it was very interesting. But that's technology now, especially people figured out in quarantine how you can totally be a band without being in the same space, or in the same
Sure.
state or same country. So right on. Now you're not a dad, right?
No,
Okay. How many
my
dads
dog
are?
dad.
What was that?
My dog dad.
Huh. How many human children dads are in the band?
Um, one. Yeah, just Eric.
Interesting, because according to your bio, you're divorced dad rock, but dad burned his New Balances and got a face tattoo. So that's the tagline. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but there's only one dad as far as my research shows up. So right on.
Yeah, he's a great dad too. It's I'm gonna ruin what's on our website if I keep talking because he's such a great guy. But yeah,
You're ruining my
yeah.
rep. Yeah. Right on. So okay, from there, I was wondering, how's the jujitsu going?
Oh, it's great. I actually just got back from class today.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, it's great, man. There's so many connections of just life through jujitsu. You meet so many great people. I mean, whether it's something that anybody is interested or not, I would always recommend giving it a shot. You meet
Oh,
so many great people. It's exercise. It's almost like a spiritual thing. It's almost it's what you want it to be. That's the cool thing. It's like music. It's like what you want it to be.
right.
But yeah. I just left class earlier today, so
Cool.
it's going well.
Just curious if you're stuck with it. I know you started it, a while ago.
Oh yeah. It's been 5 years, just
Yeah.
about 5 years.
I personally went down more the stand-up arts like kung fu and things like that. But
Sure.
I have respect for jujitsu. I've been balled up into a ball by somebody before. It was like, I'll do
Yeah, I always
whatever
like
you.
to tell people whenever they ask me to explain it, if it's somebody that's interested in it. It's like like the art of folding clothes, except like you're still wearing them.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's a great time.
Well, now you can just tell them, have you seen John Wick?
Right.
That's extreme version of it. So from there, by the way, stick around. We're going to be seeing that music visualizer video for Conjuring. And I was wondering if you can compare and contrast for me. Um, how do I want to say this? Compare and contrast for me. Excuse me. Sever Red versus Future to Claim.
Oh, yeah. So that's a great question. Um, well, I would say that they are the same ballpark, different teams. So, we're all playing the same game. Future is a bit more in your face, aggressive in the metal world, hard rock world. And although Sever fits in that hard rock kind of post grunge atmosphere, it's a bit more just rock, you know. Um, but Future has a good bit of diversity with different tunings. It's mostly just a very gritty, powerful voice of Tyler, and then he'll throw in some actual like metal screams in there. Very guitar centric, a lot of fast pace, kind of like Bullet from My Valentine and Trivium had a kid guitar, like that played guitar.
Right.
That's kind of what you're going to hear. Um, a lot more modern drum approaches. I would say, Eric is fantastic, and Stefan is one of my best friends, but musically, there's a definite difference of, Stefan will have a few snares for one song. That way he can get a couple tones out of it and switch it for the verse. And the chorus comes in and it's just, very explosive. Untamed. I would say untamed, and Sever has a bit more of a tamed. We can pull the reins. Future Declaim is like, what if we did this? And then they just do it, and it sounds incredible.
Nice. So you're still in both bands, right?
So no, I'm just Sever. Yeah. So Future Declaim, I played for them guitar for about 5 years, 4 or 5 years, right before the world kind of blew up, and
The first time.
the first time, yeah. So around 2020 is when that I made the decision to kind of like just take some time and do whatever. I was trying to figure out like jobs and this and that, but overall, it was a good group of guys that we all just sat down, had the conversation, and played the last show. I think it was in West Virginia. It was at an old strip club, and I guess it was still being renovated, so it had like the curtains still up, and I'm like, I'm not touching those. But
yeah, right.
No, it was a great time. It was they're my only best friends, but straightforward. They're such great guys. So yeah, they had a couple shows where they needed some fill in because their current guitar player, Connor Mallory, again, one of my best friends. They're all my best friends. Such a sick guitar player. He lives in Tennessee. So, if there's a scheduling issue or whatever it is, a flight issue, it's a lot of different material and it's a lot of different specific material. So, in the past year or two, they've had a couple shows where they've needed me to fill in for them. So it's still such a solid group.
Because based on what I saw on their social media, it seemed like the last post was, I think, December of last year. So I wasn't sure if they were still together or not.
Yeah, no, they're actually, I can't say anything because I don't know what their release strategy is, but there is some cool stuff coming up. So pretty soon, I'd say this summer, be on the lookout for them.
Sweet.
Yeah,
well, hey, if they want an interview or a review, send them my way.
Sure.
And speaking of which, is Sever Red working on a like EP or album or
absolutely, yeah. So we have the end of the year in October, and all the TikTok people, all the TikTok group that comes in. I go live every Tuesday, Thursday. They always hang out. It's such a cool time. I always tell them, in October we're dedicating that month to going out to Michigan to record the second EP with Josh Strader again. So we're dedicating these months and have been to writing. In fact, let me see if I can get this right. That whole list is pretty much all that we're sifting through to get a solid small EP together, because it might be an EP, it might be an album. We're trying to figure that out. But just fleshing out the material so we can get it good and not just throw a bunch of songs in there, but really make sure that they're going to be what we want for the next chapter of Sever.
Nice. Hey, like I said, send me that album. I'll be happy to do a review video for it.
Perfect. Thank you.
And again, if you want me to review your stuff or interview, hit that link down below. So a couple more questions, and then we're going to check out that music visualizer. So at time of recording, it is Memorial Day. I guess happy Memorial Day. I'll say that.
Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah. So happy day off. Hey, for many an American. And I have to ask this question: is a hot dog a taco?
Oh man, you just broke something in my brain. I'm gonna say no, but if you break it down mechanically, yes.
Or is it a sandwich?
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then that makes like a hot hamburger like a. Well, no, because then it's.
Because it's a hamburger sandwich.
It's a hamburger sandwich. Huh.
I mean, a hamburger's a sandwich because there's two slices of bread and there's stuff in the middle.
They're separate though,
But
so that
I mean,
definitely makes it into that category.
but a taco or a sandwich where you've sliced into the roll and it's still hinged.
I guess
Eh,
depending on if you go to like a spot where they just load it with everything and then it breaks, then
right,
you have a different conversation.
right. Well, I mean, the ocean is a soup, so I just like throwing those little things out
Yeah.
there. Another good one is it uh, which side of the fence are you on? Sock, sock, shoe, shoe, or sock, shoe, sock, shoe?
Oh, I'm a psychopath. Sock shoe, sock shoe.
I will do that to piss off my wife, but if I'm not thinking about it, it's sock, shoe. It's no, I do sock, shoe because I want to get that foot over with.
Yeah, well, at least if like you have to use your foot with a shoe on or something, at least you can hop somewhere. I don't know.
Exactly. I may have to hop away in a hurry.
I don't want to get my socks wet.
Yeah, right. I threw that out to a band, and the uproar, and one of them was like, "But no, bro, like, what if you got you got flip flops on because you're in the shower room, and then you want to put on socks, but you got to get the shoe on." And it was so funny.
I
So
thought you were about to throw it for a twist and say they put socks and flip flops on it, and
no,
that's an actual
no.
psychopath.
First of all, it's uncomfortable. Second of all, no. Um, so now with that crap out of the way, um, so the album's happening. Release will be towards the end of the year. You said
So we're recording
in October,
in October.
right?
Whether it'll be end of 25 or early 26 is up to how the turnaround and ads and promotion time that we're left with by the end of the year. So could be a nice Christmas gift for everybody, or it could be, hey, let's start 2026 off with this. So
Nice. Um, circling back to the hot dog and sandwich thing, I can't leave it alone. Was your when you started like performing in front of people in high school, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what was your in Berkeley Springs? What was your post gig like go to for
Dude,
food?
you're good.
That's right.
Sheets. We have Sheets over here, so it's
So
only in certain
pizza,
parts. No, Sheets Brothers. I think was the official first name, but then I think they just changed it to Sheets. It's spelled like bed sheet, but like with a Z.
right? Right.
So they're only on certain parts of the East Coast, I believe, over here. But they stopped. I was just talking about this today too. This is so funny.
What were
They
they
had
though?
these super unhealthy, incredibly salty. Like it was a hoagie,
Okay.
so it wasn't hoagie, right? So
Yeah.
it was a po' boy. So it was just pieces of super disgusting fried unhealthy chicken, and like you can put whatever you want on it. So like cheese, ranch, mayo, whatever you want. And I would just get like two of those because I was super hungry. I'm always super hungry. So that was the go-to. That and like probably an energy drink of some kind, like a Monster, because it was super late and we had to drive home.
Yeah. See, when I was performing, monsters didn't exist, or I think we're towards the end they did. But I had a weird. I'd be like, I want to get home. I gotta unload this crap because the wife needs the van in the morning.
Right.
I would get home and literally blueberry frozen waffles, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and
See, that sounds a lot healthier.
a glass of cold milk. But it hits all the notes and sometimes bacon, just because if we had
Yeah,
some cooked bacon already. But because I mean this is in Vegas. I could have anything at any
right.
hour practically,
It's fair.
and so you're just like, I don't want to eat where I've currently played. I want to get the hell out of here. I don't want to hit a drive-through because that'll just be cold by the time I get home.
Right.
And you start realizing, okay, that or a cheap ass like $2 for $1 chicken pot pie out of the oven.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like
Well, yeah, we had the only other thing. Now, speaking of hot dogs, I will say, and Stefan can attest to this. One night we were recording, so it wasn't a show really, but the gig of recording, you could say. We had a unfortunately close proximity to a sheet. So we would stay up and it would be 4, 5, 6 in the morning. The birds would start chirping, the sun would come up, and it's like, Stefan, we should go to bed. And he's like, we're almost done. I'm like, okay. So we
Just
finally
one
get
more.
done, and
Just one
then
more.
you can just walk 2 sheets. So we would do that. And I remember one morning, um, we did that, and then I ordered 9 because I didn't know you can adjust the quantity on their digital menu. So I was like, well, that's awesome. Let's go with 9. So I got 9
Oh
hot dogs
God.
again. But by the time I finished the order, I was so brain dead because at this point it's like going on like 20 some plus hours of no sleep. I didn't order anything on them. So they're just 9 dry
Oh,
hot dogs. And I ate every single one of those when I got back.
and I bet you regretted it in the next day.
Yeah, I don't remember much,
Yeah.
but it was.
So you had a one-man hot dog eating competition.
Oh yeah, I was unstoppable.
Nice. That's funny. All right. Well, last question. You made it. Yay! And stick around. We're going to see that music visualizer thing for Conjuring. I will be putting the links for the band down in the description. So hit them up, check them out live. Tell them Room 6 sent you. And we're going to circle back to that earliest musical influence question. This is another one of my, I like to ask this of all my prey kind of questions. And we're going to talk to that kid that said, I want to do that. Okay. This grew out of, let's talk to the new musicians who say, how do I be like you? What is one thing that you wish you could get in a time machine, go tell that younger self, hey kid, you're going to need to know this. And don't say change your strings.
We have to. I don't. It's probably not the answer you were looking for, but probably not a whole lot because it's such a like. If I could find it sooner, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know everything. I think everything has its place and time, and you know, definitely to give a direct answer.
Don't order 9 hot dogs at once.
Don't order 9 hot dogs at all in any situation. It's just not necessary. Like it's really not.
Weakling.
I would say a big thing that if I could change one thing, probably would be to just and guitar at least. Instruments probably do the same thing, like across the whole board, but guitar especially, it's so expressive. You kind of, at least me, I like attach to it, or it attaches to me rather. So I would get so frustrated if I couldn't figure something out, like actually frustrated. Like now I'm emotionally invested in this. So definitely not doing that because it's just a means of expression. Like you can control the reins. You can just simply put the guitar down and go for like a walk. But the reason why I wouldn't really change that is because it's kind of the process. That's like part of it. That's what makes it so much better when you finally do figure it out, whether it's a part or a technique, and you're like, oh yeah, got it. But yeah, I would say definitely get your guitar set up properly first, because I never really knew you had to change strings or you had to tune it. I didn't even know how to tune it.
Right.
I didn't know what tuning was.
Action. What's action?
Yeah, action is a huge one because that's directly correlated with tuning.
Yeah.
And finger pressure and.
The first time you either play a guitar with more action than you think than you're used to, or less action, you're like, I've been working too hard, or.
Well, I had my first guitar was a first act Strat shape, and I
used to have one. I know I used to. I realized I used to.
I abused. It comes with like the bundle pack of picks. I broke like 2 strings the same night, all the picks, and after that I was just like, yeah, this is some stuff. Like what do I do now? So, but I do recall when I was younger going with the family, we would go to like these different like flea markets and different shops and stuff like that. And they would always have these different guitars set up in different areas of the store, and just whatever kind of guitar. It'd be like a 24 fret, like Shred Machine Jackson, or like a Gibson LP, or like a SG or something like that. So I was kind of curious whenever the difference in guitars, like compared to what I played, happened, because I was like, okay, this is way harder to play. This is, I have 4 more frets, 3 more frets, all these different things. So definitely that's when I started diving into guitar setup and maintenance and realized, oh my God, I'm making this so much more difficult than it needs to be.
Right.
So,
All right. Well, couldn't say it any better than that. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being on the channel, Josiah. And stick around. We're going to be seeing that musical visualizer for Conjuring. And then we'll catch you in the outro. In the meantime, we'll temporarily say goodbye. We'll see you in a minute.
thank you.
I want to thank Josiah from SEVER RED for coming on the channel. It was a great interview and an awesome music video. If you want to know more about the band, hit up those social media links down below. And if you want to see more videos like this, click up here. If you want to subscribe, click up there. It'd be great if you rang the bell, but you don't really have to. It's up to you. And if you want to hear my own music, click over there. Remember to be amazing, and we'll see you next time on Room 6. Say goodbye, Josiah.
Take care, guys.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum.